the door, son. There's the guy out here. What do I do?
Well, what are you waiting for? Let's go! Well, let's get out of here, Michael!
I've never driven forward before!
We're escaping. I got me an alien. We're gonna go home and have mad human sex.
My darling, I can't get enough.
Extra thick!
Let's see them aliens. I'm here to clap some alien cheeks, boy. You've heard about it, you've seen or created memes centered around it, or you are either saying you're participating in it,
I will be there!
or are looking forward to the stream of absolute carnage, or probably disappointment.
I could have been at a barbecue!
Bubbling up from a random Facebook group called Storm Area 51, They Can't Stop All of Us, millions of people are gearing up for a rather eventful September 20th. Nearly 2 million people have enlisted in rushing the parameters of the elusive alien stronghold located in Nevada near Nellis Air Force Base. This video basically serves as a forewarning of what may happen if you choose to decide to take this seriously. Usually, I go over fictional universes and what apocalyptic scenarios that ensue with them, but today we are telling you why you wouldn't survive a raid on Area 51. While some are looking at this as purely as a meme, the official page even says to not take it seriously. Well, some people just want to either have an alien friend, smoke some type of drug from beyond the cosmos, or clap some alien cheeks, I suppose, considering search results on Pornhub have had drastic increases in Area 51 porn, 58,992% to be exact. Either way, some people are willing to wage a veritable war on Area 51 and in turn the US military. Why do people think there are aliens in Area 51? Why has it always been a conspiracy that the government has held alien life forms and technology there in a type of Men in Black fashion for decades? Well, the designated Area 51 got its name from numerous Nevada nuclear testing sites like Areas 5, 11, and 12, and the facility itself was created to counteract overhead espionage, like such thing as spy drones, radar systems, enemy spy planes inbound, and more. And you know what that means? Alien stealth saucers. And it is in Area 51 that reverse engineering occurs at the S4 site to use these technologies, keeping it all top secret from the general public. That was until the 1980s when Bob Lazar exposed the vital information of extraterrestrial life forms on live network television, detailing work on reverse engineering UFOs, the anatomy of alien life forms, the involvement of alien life manipulating our DNA many millennia ago to make humans the way they are today.
Move! If you guys know it, just move. It's all I want to see some movement. I'm not seeing enough movement.
Armed alien conflicts, and so much more. This interview exploded through worldwide media, where it even reached Japan in the first 48 hours. Lazar ousted this information due to his fear that he was being watched by his agency after they went completely silent and ignored his calls and messages after some family goings-on at home. He basically told his story because he feared that he was about to be killed. He, John Lear, and Gene Huff would go to Sector 4 near Papoose Lake weekly on a specific schedule, Wednesday nights due to the least amount of air and land traffic, to bear witness to test flights of glowing saucers that could maneuver in unearthly ways, using what he described as gravity amplifiers that could distort time and space to make 90-degree turns and tilting on its side at high velocities possible. Area 51 security eventually found them at Sector 4 and reprimanded Mr. Lazar. It was at this point that any and all UFO sightings would be directed at Area 51. And has been the source of many documentaries, stoner theories, generic use for Hollywood alien blockbusters, and much more popular media. And even back in 2013, the US government openly acknowledged Area 51's existence, but not of what is inside of it. And now in 2019, after years of the divide of late-night conspiracy media and alien jokes, a group on Facebook has made it seem like the time has come to finally bust open the mysteries held in this military base. The group Storm Area 51, They Can't Stop All of Us, was made as a a joke, and even the description of the page states going to Area 51 and attempting to illegally gain access would be dangerous and illegal, obviously. So don't do it. We do not support you going to Area 51 and doing anything illegal. We are just here for the memes and lols, and we do not take this seriously in any way. A perfect cover-up story so they're not held responsible once shit hits the fan. But the official event page still reads, we will all meet up at the Area 51 Alien Center tourist attraction and coordinate our entry. If we Naruto run, we can move faster than their bullets. Let's see them aliens. Whether or not you or I, or the creators of these events and groups believe something will actually occur, people are still gearing up for one hell of a September 20th. Hotels in the immediate area are reporting hellacious reservations near the date. So like it or not, September is coming, and we aren't looking at White Walkers upon the horizon, but hordes of weirdly running weeaboos and juiced up scrawny tank top wearing dudes running up and basically throwing their lives on the line. With large numbers of people gathering, it's hard to predict how everything will play out, as riots and pack mentality can develop almost sporadically. People will be flying into Las Vegas, the nearest airport, and traveling via rental car or a very brave Uber driver. But the multi-hour drive on a 2-lane highway with heavy traffic and not so accurate GPS will have most people giving up before the getting gets good. That being said, crossing the first border towards Area 51 is not really a hurdle, as orange posts marking these sandy perimeters where anyone could simply walk on past, where some raiders have said they will start their trek from the Amargosa Valley. However, it's the 13 miles of desert from that starting point that proved to be yet another challenge, which a walk that long could take days. I don't know a lot of people that are going to be willing to walk for that long. However, people may end up trying to drive that distance. Even then, within the up to 30 miles of area occupied by Area 51, finding the compound itself will be difficult, all while facing armed forces. What some people seem to be failing to acknowledge is that Area 51 and the nearby Nellis Air Force Base are still military bases and compounds with trained and well-armed infantry that are commanded to arrest or even shoot trespassers on sight. They are allowed to shoot to kill. However, with how open this event has become, I'm sure precautions are being made well ahead of time to prevent unneeded casualties. But this is still a government facility with top secret information, so drastic measures are drastic measures. Even if deadly force isn't authorized, the use of tear gas, water cannons, and rubber bullets would be enough to send a Redditor weed conspiracist running home. As of now, the plans of attack boil down to raiders Naruto running.
Time to get sneaky.
God, the fact that the army and government intelligence officials are having to explain what this dumbass way of running where you throw your arms way up in the air behind you and run headfirst to other officials is just baffling. But people will be Naruto running to outrun the bullets and directly infiltrate Area 51 from the front, while stone throwers will be chucking a barrage of stones at ranged soldiers to maybe distract and disorient soldiers. Do you realize they have weapons like M16s, M4s, M38s, M240s, and so much more?
Watch out!
Then, as the source of the raiders' brute strength, infantry, all under the persona of Kyle for their apparent berserk nature and high pain tolerance, will be thrusting forward, all fueled by monster energy, the drink of Satan? What, you don't believe me?
The letter Vav is also the number 6. You could have here in Hebrew 666 on the can. Even if the M was not the issue, you cannot deny that that is a cross. And what is witchcraft? When the cross goes upside down. Bottoms up.
The Kyles will be backed by the Karens, stubborn middle-aged women who will not back down until they get what they want, usually in the form of redeeming expired coupons. With all these forces combined, how could the Area 51 raiders possibly fail? Well, to be brutally honest, with Naruto runners moving with their heads first, let's just say for trained military snipers and riflemen, a head directly in front of the body would be an easy target to swiftly take out. No amount of anime logic or ninjutsu can outmaneuver a bullet going at a maximum of 1,800 miles per hour, twice the speed of sound. You also probably won't be able to handle inhaling tear gas, weathering high water pressure, or rubber bullets, no matter how disciplined your ninja way is. That, and there is a veritable chance of landmines, so either by land or sky, you're probably gonna die.
Believe it!
For the rock throwers, well, this isn't some glorified reenactment of David versus Goliath. Casting the first stone a far enough distance to impair a soldier is nigh impossible. I don't even know where the hell they're getting this from. The Kyles of the group will probably end up either dying of cardiac arrest from overconsumption of Monster Energy drinks, TM, during or before the raid even begins, or end up fighting each other over Kyle supremacy. But being jacked up on high amounts of caffeine and B vitamins would not be enough to up your pain threshold for a fresh bullet wound, inhaling tear gas, or stepping on a landmine. As for the Karens, well, a 13-mile trek across the desert, well, I don't see that working out as planned for them. Now people are saying, well, there's tons of us, how could they possibly take us all down? You might be right, maybe one of you could scroll your way through an explosion or automatic weaponry, maybe you can. No, do not conceive of this. Do you realize what weaponry can do to hordes of people? It's not gonna work, man. But hey, say the civilians, the Naruto runners, the Kyles were successful and somehow entered Area 51 with some sort of success. What kind of creatures and technology would await the widely unaware humans ready to rip open this long-awaited conspiracy? Trying to procure the technology for ourselves would be like an infant trying to work a Lockheed C-121. There's a reason why top scientific minds are used in order to reverse engineer these technologies. Just because you played Halo and driven a
Pelican!
or played Destroy Humans and driven a flying saucer does not mean you'll be able to hop in and hit a button. Lazar said even entering the UFO was ominous and foreboding in a vehicle that could manipulate gravity and subatomic particles. He describes these UFOs of having powerful reactors powered by a mysterious element 115. Call of Duty fans, move over for a second. And particle accelerator that, when cut open, have the explosive force of a small tactical nuclear strike. He knew this information because the briefing he had when taking on the job was to inform him that his predecessors died in the reactor explosion. Say the aliens were instantly hostile once released. If you or anyone you knew was carrying firearms or sidearms and pulled them out in retaliation, according to Lazar, these creatures had the capability to make your ammunition in your weapons detonate. The bodies of armed personnel in Area 51 were found with wounds on their heads, but those are just based on the eyewitness and hearsay of Lazar. But there's no telling what kind of secrets lie dormant within Area 51 besides what he knows. Maybe you freed an alien that wants to get back to probing. There's also theories that these aliens abduct people, specifically children, to turn them into a paste to apply to their skin for nutrition. Do you really want to be astronaut lubricant for your new alien friend? To whomever it may concern, if aliens were truly being held captive in Area 51, what makes you think your raid on the compound would have it being thankful to you for releasing it from its supposed prison? There's all these guys that are poking and prodding at them all the time. They're not going to look at you any differently. If anything, you probably wouldn't even able to communicate with it, despite most movies and video games showing aliens being able to speak English before they even arrive on Earth somehow. What if releasing it from its containment would cause it harm, like the aliens from War of the Worlds who can't handle germs and microbes, or the ones from Signs who are basically allergic to H2O. And I'm sure you gesturing to have it leave with you or opening its cell will probably just end up with you and your body parts scattered throughout the secretive base as it rips you to shreds. What if the aliens held a bioweapon or toxic chemicals or air supply that Area 51 had contained and you dum-dums accidentally opened it, starting either a pandemic-wide disease, starting a zombie apocalypse similar to Plan 9 from outer space, or you just simply dying from exposure? But hey, knowing a friend who has worked for the CDC, sometimes these hyped up government agency buildings could just be a whole lot of nothing and more than what your expectations have led on. Hell, maybe at the bottom of this bunker there's just Forrest Gump playing ping pong indefinitely. Now let's just say you were successful and you somehow took home an alien with you like the memes suggest. Do you really think the FBI, CIA, or hell, even the Men in Black would let that go? That they're just gonna let you have a gray alien friend chill in your attic and wear varying disguises day to day in a wacky parody of a sitcom? No, they're just gonna bust your door down fast. Hell, They were stalking and monitoring Lazar just because he was having family issues at home while working at Area 51. Good luck disappearing one day and having your body buried in an unmarked grave somewhere. So to sum things up, if you somehow get past millions of tourists in Las Vegas, travel through densely crowded highways, find your way to the tourist spot, enact a solid plan where you or someone you know is able to somehow not either be incapacitated or killed by a wide variety of military-grade weapons, are able to find the holding center in Area 51 somehow bypass security procedures, not be killed or incapped by further inside security, and then when you do find something in Area 51, to not be incinerated, turned into Soylent Green, set off a literal atomic blast, have your ammo explode at your side, have your mind or head explode, dying to unknown chemicals or particles, being eaten alive, being ripped in half, starting a zombie apocalypse, or becoming possessed so the alien can infiltrate society and start an invasion of the body snatchers scenario. There are so many variables. I just want to say, even if you are successful in infiltrating and escaping, the government ain't gonna let you live with what you have and know. But hey, that is just what is possible. You may even start a new alien invasion that wipes out the human race. That about wraps up my first why you wouldn't survive scenario at something real, and I guess actually possible. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you disagree or want to join in on the discussion or want to throw in some verbal memes, let's get to probing the comments section. If you want to support the channel, you can become a patron on my Patreon, donate on my live streams, or you get some merch on my Teespring, so you can be one of the many people featured on this MIB hit list, donator list. And another special thanks to Amino for sponsoring the video. Make sure to follow me on there for behind the scenes stuff and more. Let's head back to this video September 21st and see how things have played out, shall we? Until next time, I'm Zack aka Wow Such Gaming. Stay well.